So I didn't know I was gonna make this video until just recently. And I was at a friend's house helping him do some stuff at his house. When I went and brought my tools out, which I brought with me a lot of my Ridgid tools, I brought my battery box out. And this is what I consider my battery box. And he was just kind of blown away, impressed, I guess. I never really thought about it that much. I definitely put time into this because I wanted to somewhat organize my batteries. I've actually got quite a bit more batteries than this, but over time I've built up a pretty good collection with the tools that I have. But not only is it just organized that got him, it was just the way I had it all laid out and presented and how it was used. So I took this years back and I busted out the back part of, this is just one of the regular Ridgid Pro boxes. I label it batteries and chargers, and I have it labeled on the side so I can see it pretty much from any direction when it's in the bed of my truck. I took out the top piece here because you couldn't set batteries straight up like this. This would hit and you couldn't shut it. So I took that off. I even cut out this little piece of plastic right here in the middle. And it was because I was putting my battery standing up like this. And again, I don't know what it was, but something was hitting it. But what I've done here is, in the beginning, this used to be all of my batteries. I would keep my batteries in here and I would just have them all organized in a big battery box. And they're like this, so you can look and see, like that one's only got one light. That one's fully charged. And you can kind of flip through. And, you know, I'm going to go through the whole process with my battery box. You guys let me know in the comments if this was helpful. Was this a waste of time? You know, let me know. But like I said, he was pretty impressed. And I also taught him a few things that he didn't know about his lithium batteries. So one thing is, lithium batteries don't like to stay 100% charged all the time and not used. They want to be used, you know, cycled. And then when you go to put them in storage, they really prefer to be like 50% charged, something like that. They want to at least be charged, you know, once every 6 months or so. That's easy for me because I do go through a lot of these batteries. But if you leave a battery fully charged, just sitting in your garage for a year, you're probably destroying some of the life of that battery. That's just a point on the battery, but that's why I stack them like this, so I can see. And because I don't always go through here and make sure these are charged, I just throw batteries that are laying around in this box, close it, and throw it in my truck. I've got more. This was just another one I found laying around. I usually leave batteries with the tools and in the different boxes and all that. But as I go and they run down, I put them in here and charge them up. So most of these are actually charged. I've charged these recently after helping, but there are some of these that need to be charged. So my whole plan on batteries is, if it's 3 bars or higher, 3 or 4 bars, I don't charge it. I just put it in here. Like this one I think is 3 bars I was looking at. I'm not going to charge this battery. I'm going to use it until it's below, you know, 2 bars or below, then I'll charge it. So I'll charge that, you know, when it needs it. But like this one, which is 1 bar, I mean, I'm going to charge that, you know, on a charger whenever I get time to take this out and do charging. So that kind of helps make the batteries last longer. The other thing it does is it kind of helps me keep my charged batteries here. So as I have a tool and it runs out, I go to grab a new battery and I toss my old battery back in here. If there's space, you know, usually there is if I'm pulling one out and putting one back in. So that's kind of how I keep this somewhat organized. Now, the other thing is that these fit really well straight up like this. These don't. These are those old style Bluetooth. I mean, I don't even know why they made these, but whatever. These were different sizes and they don't sit straight up and down, so you have to lay them. And this was like a 3 amp hour and this one was 6 amp hour. And they still work, you know, I mean, that one's still got 4 bars. But I have to lay them sideways. But in general, this fits really well along with my chargers. Now, this part also somewhat impressed him, and this is where I guess the title of the video comes from. I see a lot of times people are asking for like simultaneous charging, and I get that. Everybody wants all of their stuff to charge at one time. Most battery chargers that you're going to get from a power tool company, even if they have simultaneous charging, it's going to be like 2 slots, 2 chargers, right? That's it. And they're not even probably going to be fast chargers. They're going to be slow charging. So I'm not exactly sure why. They're not that power hungry. But what I do is, over time, I've had different battery chargers. Like this was a fast charger that came in a kit that I had, and it just does 1 battery fast charger, right? And it's just double the speed of these other little ones. This one's a slow charger. But over time, I've had a bunch of these type of chargers, and I've gotten either not really gotten rid of them, but giving them away, or like I have one of these on the wall in the garage that I never take off the wall because I got enough chargers. So I leave that there just in case I need to charge one battery. I bring this one with me sometimes if I'm doing a lot, because this one is a fast charger and it charges my bigger batteries faster. But normally in general, I'm using these 5 here because they're nice and compact. If you have a sequential charger, that means one charge at a time, right? This one will charge, then this one will charge, then that one will charge, right? It's very slow, and it's something you would put on a charger at like night, right? I'm going to sleep, I'm gonna put all 6 batteries on this sequential charger, and they're gonna charge one, you know, after the other's completed. And I have one of those 6 battery charger from Ryobi. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't really care for it that much, but it did make it compact. So you're not gonna probably find one to charge all of them at the same time, but that's easy to fix. So I have this power strip that I literally leave in here, and I only bought this power strip specifically for this box. And the reason I did is because it has a lot of spacing on the, you know, ports, and it has ports on the side. And between all of these on the top and all of these on the side, it even has USB here if I need to charge my phone, or if somebody asks, you know, can you have a place to charge my phone? Well, there, yeah, there, it's right there. So I do that because these thin style chargers like this have these power adapters. And when you plug these into a power strip, especially if it's just a regular power strip, you're only going to get 1 or 2 of those put on there. And then if you have a power outlet, you may get lucky enough to be able to put 2, one upside down versus the other. But on a power strip like this that has these spaced out as far as they are, I can put 3 here and 3 here. So just this top, that's 6 adapters to charge, and I still got all of these sides open. And now these old school ones like this, they just have regular plugs, and some of the new ones have that too. So I can actually have 8, 10, 12 batteries charging at once. Now you got to add up the wattage, and once you add up all the wattage, you want to make sure you don't overrun whatever plug you're putting in there. But with these 5 here, I mean, I think it's like maybe 5 amps. I think these are like 60 watts. So that's 0.5 amps for each one of those. So that's only like 2.5 amps. And on a 110 volt socket. So you can charge all of these batteries at once, and you're only pulling 2.5 amps, which this will easily handle, and a regular wall socket will easily handle. Normally you don't want to go over like 10 or 12 amps on a 110 wall socket. That's a regular. But I could do all 5 of these. I could plug this one in, I could plug this one in, I could bring a bunch more with these, you know, if I wanted to, with me when I'm doing a lot of work. And just having a power strip like this, I mean, that's a 10 charger, simultaneous charger, whatever you want to call it, all at once. So you don't need to go spend, you know, $200 on a charger that really all it is they're putting a bunch of stuff together, and then they don't even exist, right? You're going to find these expensive chargers only charge 2 batteries simultaneous. So it just doesn't make sense. So if you want a battery charger that will charge 6, 8, 10 batteries at the same time, get you a nice power strip like this. This one I just got off of Amazon. It wasn't very expensive, and it's been fine. I think this one's even protected, like it's surge protection and all of that. This thing can handle 15 amps at 125 volts. So, you know, this thing is not going to probably be overrun by just chargers, even if you plug all of these things in. Every single port could be plugged in on this thing, and you still wouldn't overrun this with battery chargers. So my advice, if you want a simultaneous charger, is just make your own. Now, all it takes is a creative person, maybe even a 3D printer, and you can easily turn these little small cheapy chargers here that you can pick up off of eBay or even Marketplace pretty cheap. A lot of people try to get rid of these. You can get these pretty cheap. Just make you a little carrier that holds all of them, and on the bottom, you know, at one point I was thinking on 3D printing me something that would just snap onto this, put my chargers on top, and then I could just carry it by the cable. But honestly, it's not even been a big deal. The fact that I can just keep this with me like this, and that's all I do is I just stick this in here, I put my adapters on there, I push the, you know, this charger on there, and I have these here. And like I said, if for some reason I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of work with multiple people, like this right here usually charges my batteries faster than I can use them if I'm doing them myself. Unless I'm doing some really heavy stuff that uses, you know, a lot of power, which may be the blower or something like that, I don't go through that many batteries, so I'm fine. Now, if I had 6 or 8 people helping me in a crew, then yeah, maybe we'd go through a lot more batteries. But if I had that, I'd have multiple battery boxes like this, right? If you're doing something more of a professional, you know, type of job, where you need that many people and that many tools. But for a one-man person, I have never had a problem with these 5 chargers not being able to keep up with me doing the work that I do. I could easily run out of a battery, have another one, put it in here. By the time I go to get another battery, the one I put in here might already be charged. If not, you know, there's other ones that have already charged. So anyways, long story short on that one is all I did is put my batteries in here. The key on this one is this is a Gen 1 box. I don't know if the Gen 2 ones, I don't remember what my Gen 2 ones look like, but the Gen 1 boxes had a plastic insert here. All I did was get a screwdriver. You can see there's these little tabs right here. I got a flathead screwdriver and I just popped it out. And I didn't even throw it away. I still got it somewhere in my garage, but I popped that whole piece out and it's hollow. It's there because it has these little indentions to hold those, you know, cups that were in here. But I took it out, it gave me a lot of room, and then it made it where I can easily come back and just do it. Now I can carry this thing sideways, whatever way I want. And if I've got this thing full of batteries, nothing moves anywhere. I could throw this in the back of my truck and open it up and it's still going to be in the same position it is. Now, if I have a bunch of my batteries taken out, yeah, sure, they'll flop around. These will flop around. But in general, it stays in pretty good shape. And like I said, I have more batteries than this. So usually the only time I'm reaching in here to get a battery is when the battery I have on the tool runs dead and then I need to switch it out with another battery. Or times like this where I opened this up to go prepare to charge them and I was like, oh, you know what? I should probably make a video. But anyways, I'm gonna pull these, any of these that are less than, you know, 3, if they have 2 or 1 or blinking 1, whatever they are, like this one I think was low too. So I got to go through and find out which batteries that I've used up, and I'm just going to go plug this in and charge them. And then, you know, I'll put all of them charged back in here, and if I have any left over, what I usually do with the extra batteries, if I have some leftovers, I'll throw them in the other toolboxes that have room, like the drill toolbox usually has room in it. I can throw this in there. And like I said, I don't really bring these around with me too much unless I know I'm going to really use it, because this is the only fast charger I have. But again, if you're charging 6 at once, who needs a fast charger? Because you're going to have them charged by the time you're ready to go anyway. So let me know. Let me know in the comments if this was even helpful for anyone. Like I said, you can get creative. I was actually thinking on making something or 3D printing me like a little carrying case for these that integrated this charger here, so that way it'd be basically a little carrying case, maybe even out of wood, where it would just be a little carrying case where you just slide your batteries on the sides, which would be these, like 3 on each side. And then on the bottom of it would be all the power adapters and then this power strip in it. And then it would just have this cable sticking out the side and a little handle. You know, if you wanted something fancy like that, which it wouldn't be hard to do. So this though has served my purpose, and I actually like how it just kind of falls together. And when I need to go somewhere and I need to use these things, I just throw this as my top box on my set and I wheel it wherever I want to wheel it with the rest of my tools. And then this one just gets taken off and sat down near a power outlet wherever I'm working. And when we start needing to charge stuff, I just plug it in, plug all the batteries in, and we go. Anyways, that again is my setup. And you know, if this helps somebody, great. Even if one person gets a great idea from it, that's awesome. But like I said, I just was getting these to charge them, and my friend was so impressed that I just figured I'd share it with y'all if that was actually something impressive. I hope this wasn't a waste of your time. Please let me know in the comments what you think. And you know, maybe if you want to see me make like a simultaneous charger that does 6 or 8 or whatever. I mean, I think I even have some more of these little small ones like this. I probably could come up with 6 of them pretty easy. Here's 5 right now. I mean, these don't really make good carry chargers. These are more, I usually would like hang these on the wall. Like I said, I have quite a few of these. Never really thought they were all that great, but I have quite a few of these, and I usually just hang them on the wall. I've got, I think, 1 or 2 in my shop. I got 1 hanging over here on the wall in the garage. This one though, I think is the only one that I have that is dual chemistry. I think this will charge the lithium ones and the old style ones. Not that I have any of those. So I definitely will probably keep this one around. Yeah, so nickel, cadmium, and lithium. So this one is one of the old schools that charge both. My battery box. That's it. Batteries and chargers. I label it, like I said, so I can see it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll put links to this stuff to Home Depot or whatever. So if you're wanting to buy any of this stuff, I will put a link to this where I got this on Amazon, mainly because I literally looked at a specific power strip that had the exact spacing that I needed to be able to fit those adapters. I did measure those adapters to make sure that I could fit at least 6 of them on here without a problem. And 6 of those adapters will fit on the top of this with no problem, and you still have your USB ports exposed, because this is normally just laying on the ground flat like that. And it still gives you the ports on the side. So this power strip here is actually key to this whole setup when it comes to charging, because it lets me do everything I need and still gives me all kinds of extra ports. Like I said, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. That really helps me out, and it gives you, little notifications, I think it is, when I have like new videos put out. I'm gonna try to be doing a little bit more reviews on my tools, Ridgid tools, things like that. Let you know what I do like, what I don't like, and just all the different kind of things that we have going on around the farm, around the house, when we go RVing, travel, everything, just basically what happens at SeidelRanch. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care.